This cracker is older than I am. Welcome to Legion of Weirdos, where you get your contemplations and conversational curiosities. I'm Christopher. Today, we're talking about survival foods. This video was inspired by Jerry Fuller on the Tube Ritual group on Facebook. He sent me an entire can of crackers that are from 1963. That's old for crackers. And apologies to Jerry, he sent me these long enough ago to where regular saltines would have gone stale by now. These crackers are the result of a 1958 study between the Department of Agriculture and the Department of Health, Education, and Welfare to find a staple food for the population to eat in case of We've put it off long enough. How old are you?
3.
How old are you?
5.
How old's Daddy? Don't answer that.
I know.
You know how old these crackers are? These crackers are from 1963. That makes them, 55 years old? That's even older than Mommy. Even older than Mommy. 55 years old, these crackers. So let's try with a standard can opener, I guess. Wait, this is supposed to grab onto the lip, right?
Try the corner. There you go.
I think it grabbed. Are you filming?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
All right, let's try to cut this bugger.
There you go.
I can't keep turning on the straight edge. That sucks. So if we were in a natural disaster, kiddies, we'd be starving.
No, we wouldn't. Screwdriver and a hammer.
Is that what you think? Is Mommy the smarter one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Screw all of you.
What do you think about Daddy's method?
I don't know.
I think Daddy's method is working. It may be ruining the can opener, but it's working. It already smells bad. Okay, so we're gonna try Carolina's method.
What's this wood?
It's not wood. Those are the crackers you're gonna eat. I would wear some gloves to do that.
Mommy would wear gloves. What do you think?
Yeah.
I would rather not take you to an emergency room to reattach a finger.
So there's, all right. We got ready. High five. All right, here we go. Smell. They smell nice?
Yuck.
Oh, Mariana's already eating it.
Yeah.
Are you seriously
ready?
eating that, Mariana?
It's not bad. It's not good.
Do you like it? It's good. I'll change my mind.
Yeah.
Try it. You didn't like the taste of it? Mommy's gonna try. She's got a red wine at the ready.
If I were starving.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Nicole's rinsing her mouth off in the sink now. If I were starving Marvin, I could eat that. I don't want to act like I'm not grateful for freebies for making content, but I'm not going to eat the rest of those crackers. You want more crackers?
Nope.
You sure?
Thank you. I'm pretty sure.
Back then, the USDA tested the crackers after 52 weeks in storage and found a discernible but inconsequential decrease in flavor. And I gotta say, the container kept them from going stale. They tasted, the texture was like, would you say the texture was cracker-like?
They didn't taste like they went bad, but they tasted kind of like bad.
The plan was to provide 700 calories per day per person for 2 weeks, after which people were expected to leave their shelters and go forage for food themselves. And even though the program ended in 1964, as late as 1976, these crackers were being sent as humanitarian aid to countries that either had a starving population or a recent natural disaster. However, in 1976, survivors of a Guatemalan earthquake reported severe gastric disturbances after eating the crackers. So in our government's usual quick fashion, a recall was issued in 1978. But they didn't get all the crackers. They missed some in different fallout shelters, and they're still being found all around the country. If you're looking to stock your prepper shelter, those old crackers are probably not a good choice. But let's talk about what are good choices. Powdered butter. It has a 10-year shelf life, doesn't need to be refrigerated until it's prepared, and it's gluten-free. While you're getting your dairy, pick up some powdered milk and some powdered mozzarella. They have a similar shelf life. Military MREs are an excellent choice because they were designed for just such an emergency, although the reviews are out on whether or not they're palatable. But then again, you're starving, right? Spam products have a shelf life of about 5 years, but if you prefer something a little less Hawaiian, go for some other canned meats like chicken, tuna, corned beef, or deviled ham, which are all also good for about 5 years. Freeze-dried meat is lighter, takes up less space, and can last up to 10 years. The only drawback to that is it takes a lot of water to reconstitute it. Dried pasta can last 2 to 3 years. You could eat it raw, or you could cook it and eat it with some extra virgin olive oil, which is good for about 7 years. Keep in mind, if you're gonna cook the pasta, you're gonna need water. Maybe you can make a recipe for your pasta water so you can drink it later. Ramen noodles only last about 1.5 years in the packages, but they cook a lot faster with a lot less water. Tang isn't something I'd normally give my kids, but in an emergency, it's probably gonna make that rancid water that's tainted with purification tablets taste a little bit better, and it's a source of vitamin C. Dried seaweed lasts virtually forever, and it's super nutritious, and I know we have some in our house because nobody eats it. Honey, salt, and pepper all last virtually forever. So does sugar, but honey is more calorie dense, and sugar tends to cake up. You'll want that salt and pepper to add some spice to your life, like our Patreon gang does. Gary, Christopher, Tim, Patty, Alex, Daniel, Gmalali, Fatal83. Baby formula isn't just for babies. Hey, it's got a use-by date on the can to cover the company's butt, but supposedly it's good for up to 3 years. Obviously, if you have a baby, you're gonna need this stuff. But if you don't have a baby, you can still drink it. Consider it an energy drink. You can flavor it up with some Tang or some freeze-dried coffee. Freeze-dried coffee is gonna last longer than you will. Peanut butter has a 9-month shelf life according to the National Peanut Board, but StillTasty.com says it's good for about 2 years in the jar. The best part though is even after it's open, it's still gonna last another 3 or 4 months. Here's a weird one. Supposedly, if you have eggs and you cover the shells completely in mineral oil and you store them in a cool, dark place, they'll last up to 9 months. You can somehow refrigerate them, they'll last 1 year. By the way, a quick tip to tell whether or not an egg has gone bad is the float test. Get a pot of water, drop the egg in. If it sinks to the bottom, everything's fine, no worries. If it floats, burn the witches. Mariana, you want more crackers?
No.
Hey, check out that shirt from the merch shop. There's also a great Facebook group with great people and a Patreon. There's a new channel with tips for YouTube creators on the screen. Maybe you're headed out to gas up your bug-out truck. Don't forget to check the spare.